how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 1, Episode 11, and this one's entitled Rouse Him Not. It came out December 31st, so New Year's Eve of 1988. It's directed by Mark Shostrom and stars Laraine Newman, Alex Cord, and Terrence Evans. Now, if you guys remember a few episodes back, I talked about the episode Sleeping Dragon, and what I said about that was it was like you took a creature feature and compressed it down into a half-hour time block. And I feel kind of similarly about Rouse Him Not, but for haunted house movies, taking a cool classic haunted house movie, compressing it down into a half-hour time block. Really getting a lot of cool stuff out of here, a lot of the classic tropes you know and love, but also with a creature that has a very unique story behind it as to what exactly it is, and building up, going from small little scares, building up, bubbling up, quite literally, up until the full creature reveal. I mean, it is primarily in darkness. They know better than to show too much of it, but it's a cool design, and it is one thing I'm really starting to love about Monsters. The show's called Monsters. It's not going to be a shadow or a vague presence. We're gonna get you a monster, and this is a pretty cool one to see at the end when things start to eventually get crazy. But yeah, I do like the house, I do like its unique history, and the guy that figures most of this out, a very classic monster hunter, a ghost hunter rather. He comes in with his trench coat, his mustache, his good deep voice, just little hints of Vincent Price in there, not going all the way, but, a cool classic haunted house character. And yeah, no, this episode doesn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but it's got several good versions of the tropes we like, compressing a haunted house movie down into a half-hour time block and giving us a few good unique things about it. And yeah, good bubbling tension. It's a good example of a really, really short haunted house movie. And overall, haunted houses are just something I really love. And to get to see one of these in Monsters, yeah, it panned out really good. Again, not super, different, doesn't reinvent the wheel, but does it just enough and plays with the tropes in such a good way. I like it, okay? I just thought this episode was pretty fun. Anyway, let's take a look at the plot. I want to do a little bit of a deeper analysis. No major spoilers, but I do want to take a minute, talk about what I liked and what I thought worked. I don't have to cover the end to do that, but let's dig a little deeper. We open up with this woman. She used to live in New York, and now she lives in the country, and she can get a whole house for what she described as the price of a closet in New York. Yeah, if you don't have to be in New York, it's a lot cheaper to be almost anywhere else. And she's there, she's a painter, and she thought she would paint, serene landscapes or something, but she's been obsessively painting creepy little houses, and she'll eventually paint a mysterious figure in the doorway of one of these houses. So we're getting there. Like I said, this episode, for being 22 minutes, does have a really good sense of scale. We get the paintings, we get, doors and windows slowly creaking open and shut, and then we eventually will build to her dog going missing in the cellar, and yeah, creepy stuff are going to happen in the cellar. So nice little bubbling tension simmering right at the start. Eventually you get this sort of paranormal investigator character coming in, and he had contacted her, and he just wanted to see the property, not really going there to do a hunt, and he goes and he investigates around and he finds that she started to tear up the floor in the basement in order to renovate it. So now you get all these nice creepy cracks, and he finds bits of a pentagram on the bottom of the floor. Maybe she broke something, maybe something's getting out. One of her workers actually is gone and not coming back into the house anymore. So we get the nice, simple setup. You broke something, you're letting something out. One of the things I really like, a trope that it kind of reinvents, is it has a Crazy Ralph type character. There's this guy that kept showing up at her house, and she's like, "What are you doing? Are you stalking me?" And the ghost hunter brings him in and says, "I think we need to talk to this guy." And he starts off and he says his over-the-top things, you know, "You're not welcome in here, you'll never belong." And the ghost hunter kind of pivots him and is like, "What I think he's trying to say is the house is haunted and he's concerned for you." And I really did like this conversation of cooling this guy off and actually getting his story out. It's a fun sort of turning the Crazy Ralph trope on his head, like, look, let's try to actually get what this guy's warning is. I thought it's pretty fun, but we will eventually find out about the house's history and learn exactly what type of spirit's here. It's an interesting idea that's not just, oh, a ghost of somebody, but it is a very particular spirit, and we will get the cracks, the ground shaking, tension literally bubbling up, and it does go to a pretty big over-the-top ending, but with a good sense of scale to get there, and overall, a finale that I thought was pretty fun, and somehow got to a place where it felt earned, despite the episode being just a half-hour time block. Overall, yeah, it doesn't reinvent the haunted house or anything, but doing this whole thing in 22-ish minutes and getting me to feel legitimately invested, yeah, no, it's a pretty good haunted house movie for as short as it was. So overall, I can definitely recommend this one. I really did like it. I had some fun with it. Definitely say check this one out. It's a good one. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you want to see me talk about the past episodes, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.